Hello everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Totem Tribe Gold. In the last episode, we just got two totems from Dolphin and Monkey Island. This time around, we're going to take a slight detour and enter our first side island, Liana Island. The Great Monkey. The green monkey, the great mother of our tribe, to praise her wisdom and beauty, our ancestors erected a great statue in the jungles from which our tribe once emerged. It is impious. If this impious shade caused any damage to the statue, it is my duty to undo any harm. Alright. I was kind of expecting to do this at a little bit sooner, but this is... if you play the game through Encord's website, you'll come across this ad for Totem Tribe 2 and potentially Gun Rocks. I'm going to briefly mention Totem Tribe 2 here and say that it's a wholly different game from the original. It is a multiplayer real-time strategy game. And I'd say it's a pretty damn good one from what I've experienced so far. I was very much on the fence when it came to trying this out, and honestly I was like, you know what? I need to give it a fair shot. I need to try. I'll try it out just to see what it's like. And you know, despite being very different and really loosely tied to the original, it's quite an interesting game. I've quite liked it so far. The people I met on there have been fantastic, nice, and very understanding. And if you're into like RTSs similar to that of like Clash of Clans, I'd say give it a try. Honestly, it's really interesting. For me, what I really liked most about the game was the world map. You know, I don't know, I don't play too many RTSs, but most of the ones I've played just kind of had boring and shitty world maps. This one actually is incredibly important. It takes a lot from Civ, and so the global map also reflects this a bit too, with like expanding borders, you know, shifting time and time again, being able to settle. You can only settle settlements within your border. You can build roads. There are strategic resources. There are elements on the map that will hinder or boost your ability to do certain things, move around, vast trade networks. All that stuff is actually really important, and that's why I actually really have kind of dug Totem Tribe 2 Jotun. And while I can't say I'm going to continue playing after I'm done finishing Totem Tribe 2, because like there are victories you can do, and there is only a 150-day limit per player, or heroes as they're called, I think it's still worth trying, and I think it's a lot of fun. So I may end up going back to it in the future at some other point. But with that out of the way, let's start Liana Island. The statue of the green... oh, fuck, not this music. The statue of the great green monkey stands not far from here. I should go northward to visit it and check its condition. Alright. I was going to talk about something else, but I'm going to get this right off the bat. This is the puzzle music for the game. And while it's no Joke's End from Super Mario Star Saga... no. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, there we go. This one, I don't know. I really don't like the puzzle music in this game. It's strangely eerie. And it's just, much like Joke's End in Superstar Saga, it's very repetitive and just gets boring and monotonous. I don't like it. See, what I would do is I would dub in some other music in the meantime, but I'm just gonna have to suffer through this. And you know, if I get to suffer through this, you guys get to as well. So we're just gonna go up and go and check this statue that's right here. Oh, holy monkeys! What a blasphemy! I don't think that's the... okay. The statue is broken in pieces. Only totally barbaric and evil creatures could commit such a disgraceful act. I have to restore a tribal symbol. I will look in the jungle for pieces of the statue. I mean, realistically speaking, what are the chances you'd be able to find all the pieces missing for the statue? But you know what? Semantics. Or pedantics, sorry. So, at this point, I want to mention that I'm using a guide for this game. It's partially helping out with my notes and all this stuff, but like sometimes, like I'll admit, puzzles might just be a bit too much for me. But more so for this game's case is the hidden objects. As I've stated in episode 1, hidden objects can get really dirty at times, and you'll see it in the much later stages. But it's worth mentioning here, because up until this point, I don't think puzzles or the guide was really needed. Was really needed for anything. But starting on this island, because like I've never played this island before. This is entirely new to the gold version, and the fact that like I don't feel confident in this island at all, that I have pulled up a guide for this. The guide I'm using, let me just swap over here real quick, is Casual Games Guide, and it's impressively detailed for like how obscure this game is. It covers everything you need to know about this game. It covers all the gem locations, all the hidden objects. It covers things you need to do to progress the story, to progress the island, how to solve puzzles. It even documents like having to go back to other islands and completing objectives there that weren't possible before. So like it's a very incredibly detailed guide. It is easily the best resource you would ever need for this game, and so that's why I'm using it here. And I just kind of wish it was a it would be nice if it was a video format if you wanted to watch that, but you know what, that's fine. As long as there's something I can use to find, like, to help me out with this game, that's all I really care about. Because without it, God knows how difficult and arduous it would be to complete this game. Like, I know there's a long play out there that does actually, like, 100% the game, but that's hours long. And without any breakups, in the video, it doesn't really help a whole lot, and I don't even think there's timestamps for that. So now that we have the tail, can I already apply this onto here? Yes, the tail is like the first thing you can apply, but I think that's kind of it till we find other body parts. Nartas, what the fuck are you doing, dude? But yeah, I mean, like, admittedly, I don't have too much to say about this island for now, other than there's a lot to do on this island. This may be the first island we actually have that is going to encompass its own episode. Vegetation here is flourishing, and it's so thick that the sunbeams can barely pass through it. Alas, I cannot see a thing. I will not be able to go deeper until I find a source of light. Fun fact, these floating green things are, what are they called in this version? They're not called anything. Okay. Lightning bugs. So I'm just going to call them lightning bugs because that's what I know them as. So you're going to want to find as many lightning bugs as possible. Actually, you know what? No, you can't click that. Never mind. Oh, no, wait. There's a guide stone here. Deep jungle. Fuck me. Okay. Screw trying to find any good information. So yeah, we're just going to... You're going to find fireflies all across this island. So you're going to want to collect as many as you possibly can. There's always a good chance you'll miss some, so don't be afraid to retread areas you may have glanced over, because you're going to need as many as you can get. I think we may need anywhere between 15 and 18, but I don't want to be so certain on that. Okay, 19. Maybe there's 20. But let's just see. Nope. Okay. Yeah, they even say items. Okay. So yeah, just look for any green dots you can find. Really, that's about it for like this quote-unquote puzzle. Interesting thing to mention about fireflies, since we're on the topic, is that there's been a number of, I don't want to say studies, but there's been a number of articles out there indicating that this generation may be the last to actually witness fireflies. And it's so crazy because they used to be a very integral part of like everyone's childhood. But now that like fireflies may vanish and become I don't want to necessarily say extinct, but because I don't know if that's true or not, but may be the very last that, you know, we see them like regularly. That's interesting because like that perception of childhood for people in the future is going to be completely different from our generation or previous generations, and it already has been with like the advent of technology, but doubly more so because it shows a complete shift from what was the norm back then to what is the norm now, and like experiences people can have, I should say, you know, because like that's an experience people will no longer be able to witness, and so there'll be an even more disconnect between like older and newer generations. Excuse me, I got hiccups right now. Oof. So now that we found the 20 fireflies, we can continue progressing through the island. Just to show you the mini-map, this is a big island. It is no joke. This is probably the largest island we've come across up until this point. I mean, given that all the other islands have kind of really just been tutorials with the exception of like Monkey Island. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but like, even for a good while, I think this is still the largest island that we'll come across. I don't even know what the next island would be that's pretty large, but you know, not to talk about future islands now. So while we're walking around, you also want to be on the lookout for bananas. Bananas are going to be pretty important because, as one of the carved stones said, you can feed them to monkeys. 3 is not enough, so we'll just kind of wait on dishing out the bananas momentarily. But for now, we got another puzzle. Monkeys are so smart and beautiful. How great to be such a perfect creature. Okay. So if you click on each of these, you can see that they rotate around. So for example, we can click this top here, and we can line them all up like that. There are, I believe, 5 pillars, no more, I think. So we'll just start finishing these as he continues to explore. Ooh, yeah, I forgot they rotate. Ooh, so you need to be aware of when things rotate out from other pillars. So for example, I bet you this probably changes this top one here, yeah. So, continue to be unaware. And now we've got another item we're gonna have to collect. We're gonna have to pick up monkey statuettes. So there's a lot going on with this island. But really, for the most part, you can just kind of brute force this a little bit, all things considered. I think, like, mainly this one doesn't change. This one doesn't change a whole lot. So I believe the other 3 are the ones you want to like focus on first. Yeah, because like this one changed, these changed, but if we rotate these, Yeah, some more of them rotated. Honestly, this one is kind of just a... There's a lot of puzzles you can kind of brute force in this game, admittedly, and this is one of those. Just with enough practice, not practice, but just enough clicking, and eventually you'll just get it. Admittedly, it's kind of... It's a little goofy that you can kind of just brute force that one, but, I mean, hey, who am I to complain? Continue exploring around. The monkey hand can't do anything with, so we'll just continue exploring. Where did... Oh, I moved Nartas over there. Okay. So Nartas, I should mention, because Liana Island was not here, I don't think Nartas was actually in the original game. I can... When I go to record episode 2's island differences, I'll definitely make sure to see if that was the case, but I don't think Nartas was an actual character in the original. I think he was added specifically for Liana Island. Because he's not on any... He doesn't... I don't think he talks at all in the original, and he's obviously not in any promotional art, nor does he have like a portrait as far as I'm aware, so I'm sure he just doesn't exist. But again, Editor Mad could prove me wrong on that one or not, I don't know. So here with this chest, we can see we have to return monkey statuettes. We have a lot of monkey statuettes. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think there's 12 or 13 in case I miscounted. Something you could do is walk through these tunnels. This is most definitely added in the gold version, and it's I think it's only on this island too, which is really weird. I don't know. I saw these for the first time and I never really like paid attention to them at all. So I never really thought too much of it. Up here, this is the only time when an actual NPC like climbs a tree, so it's so weird seeing them do that. You really can't check this island out. So, and I know for a fact there's nothing there. So I don't. That kind of is like a psych out island, all things considered. I don't like it. More bananas, and we got another chest for 6 monkey tokens. That'll be from the bananas we feed to the monkeys. Which, now that we have 6 bananas, I can start looking around for monkeys. You want to look for monkeys that don't look like they're moving much, kind of like lethargic. So like this one right here will grant us our first monkey token. If you can't find one within a general area that looks lethargic, just kind of like just give them to all the monkeys, all things considered. Like I think that one, yep, that one's not moving too much. I think this monkey here is what you can do, and I think this might be the intended method, honestly, is if you click on a monkey, it'll say, you know, it'll show like they'll have this yellow outline to imply that they're just an NPC that's not hostile, but nor are they friendly. So you got monkey is thinking. If I look around here, because I think this one says hungry monkey. You know, he says he's walking around. He's not really. But if we feed him that banana, he'll just become a normal monkey. So around here, I'm taking a look to see where the next lethargic monkey is, and I'm thinking it's maybe that one, but I guess not. In the meantime, we're just going to continue moving Nartas around, because we still do have to find more statues. Which is one right there. I know the other 2 monkeys could be a little difficult, so I'm just going to start clicking on them if I can. Not you. Nope. Nope. Definitely think I missed monkey up here. Nope. 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 I remember there being like more than one monkey around here that wasn't or was not hungry, or that was hungry. I can't talk. I know for a fact there's like somewhere, I don't know. Hidden behind this tree is a little pathway. This one's dirty. Really dirty. I don't like this one. But, you know, this will lead us to a chest right here. And on this chest is our first gem of power. As I've mentioned before, these are going to be very important for when we go back to Liana Island. But that's for now, or that's for later, sorry. For now, we gotta find the lethargic monkey, and issue is I have zero fucking clue as to where he is, or where they are. Damn. See, this is why I have, like, the guide ready. Oh, there he is. No, he's not. Shit. Right? Nope. No, no. Is it you? I'm gonna just try you anyways. No. It's not you. Alright. You know what? Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, the guy didn't say anything, so... You know what? When all else fails, just start chucking around bananas. Go bananas. There you go. You know, that's the saying. Just go bananas. I'll be honest, when it comes to islands like these, I'm really not too terribly big fan of trying to find the one minuscule thing, or I guess in this case, two. What I may end up doing is just cutting till I find the monkeys, so I'll be back. Okay, found one of the monkeys before I even cut. Sure, that works with me. Oh, okay, there we go. There he was. Alright, so now that we have the monkey tokens, we can do this, and we now get what I believe is the torso. Now, all I have to do is find the 3 last statuettes. I think there's... Nope. You know, I'm just gonna cut, because like that I don't want you guys to suffer, and especially with this music, I don't think you really should. So give me a moment. Okay, you know what? That actually wasn't so bad. So now, just go ahead and place all the statuettes. Kind of wish it was just they did them all at once, but you know, here we are. And we get what I believe is the last piece of the statue. So we place the torso here, place the hand, place the arm, place the other arm, and lastly the head. Phew, finally I managed to do it. The great green monkey stands again as beautiful as before. I think I should also go gather an offering before I leave. I completely forgot we had to go and collect some more bananas. You. This is the island that just keeps on giving, huh? Let's see here. How many bananas does this necessitate? 24. Holy shit. You know, this isn't the island that requires you to get the most collectibles in the game for a specific task, but like, oh my god, that's definitely up there. Of course I'm missing 2 bananas, why wouldn't I? No, they're bright in the yellow, so you think I wouldn't miss them, but here we are. 1 banana. Oh, never mind. Okay, there we go. Never mind. No complaining. No complaining for me. 2 dozen bananas. That should be enough. Alright, cool. No need to complain. That's all the bananas. Come, little monkey brethren. Let's join this feast for the greater glory of the great green monkey. And that's it. There's no real crazy special thing going on there. It's just kind of a cool little side story, but the Gem of Power is the one thing that's really important for this island. Otherwise, there is no real reason to come here aside from just a little bit of extra lore. But let me check the recording real quick. Yeah, no, with that, that's gonna be it for this episode. The next episode, we continue back on the main story, heading to Seagull Island. With that, I'd like to bid you guys farewell. Bye-bye.